Hey gamers, I'm recording this after going through and editing the video and everything like that. Just want to say I tried to edit this video down as small as possible. I was yapping for over 3 hours, but we luckily got it down to under the amount of time of the actual video that was made here. So very, very cool there. I just want to say I don't appreciate any hate. I do not want to see any hate for any of these content creators in the comment section down below. If you do, I will ban you. I don't play with that shit. No racist, transphobic, anything, because that's what EO had to deal with as far as doing that stuff, or like with his comments. I'll put the post up here on the screen now so you can see what he was talking about there. We'll of course talk about everything at the end of the video and my full thoughts, of course going through the video and talking about what takes I disagree with, which are a lot of them unfortunately. But yeah, I love EO, I love Moon, I like Rehoo's takes a lot. We're gonna start watching more of Rehoo's videos because fucking really solid takes, man. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to give you guys this preface before we get into this 50 something minute video. So have a good one, subscribe, and hope you enjoy. Also, the links for all the content creators will be down in the link in the description down below, as well as the video. So make sure you go check that out if you do want full context. Go check out their video because it's a pretty solid video, even though I think it could be a little bit less time on that. Anyways.
And I've made a few videos about Sparkle and whatever, the tiers, the placement, the top 5 teams, all that fun stuff. But today,
okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. That some of them teams were not it, man. But we're just gonna continue on with this. It's not about this today. By the way, guys, I do like EO a lot. I watch almost all of his videos. Very good content creator. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. I don't think he deserves any hate, though. I do think some of the takes are kind of copium, as every content creator makes copium takes, including me. And if anyone knows hate, it's definitely me. I make a lot of do not summon videos. I make very toxic takes, and I get a lot of shit for it and a lot of hate for it. So I've seen a lot of hate come at me, and I'm just curious to see if it's the same hate that's coming towards him. Because if so, then it's like, you know, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. But if he's making a post about it, it makes it seem like the hate was like super bad because he had to delete some posts or some comments. But let's continue.
And I go, like, obviously some of you can see the Sparkle is here now. She's a brand new character. So a lot of you were trying to, you know, Sparkle's gonna be an S+. I disagreed. I still disagree, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, I disagree too. I think Sparkle is. I don't think Sparkle's S+ tier. I think she's in the S tier. I don't think she's S+ tier. I think she's on level with Bronya, maybe a little bit better than Bronya because she's a little bit more versatile in my opinion, just because of the passive buff she gives off. Let me lower the desk down a little bit. Cool, got a standing desk too.
You can't leave. You're not allowed to leave. I want you to die.
Okay, guys, we're leaving the video. Yo, guys, great video. It's been amazing, and I'll see you in the next one later. Bye-bye. Also, you have to keep in mind, guys, that this is taking an account for this current memory of chaos and not like just like a general tier list, right? They're taking into consideration this particular tier list. And something I did like that Pride did the last one is only having one character in S+ tier, and now they have multiple characters in S+ tier, which I do not agree with. I think only one character should be in S+ tier. Jingle, I think, moves down this patch. IMO. Get mad in the comments down below if you don't think that. But yeah, I think Jingle moves down to S for this particular update. I honestly think Seele is overrated too, but we'll save that for a full tier list breakdown in the future.
What right now doesn't make him almost a perfect character?
Yeah. Okay.
Again, I don't think he's a perfect character. I think the skill point is still a big point of a contention. If you're not hitting 3-point skills, then it's not worth using the attack. And you still do have to SP manage with Sparkle, considering she does only give +1 SP positive, unless you're using her basic attack, which then kind of makes her useless, in my opinion. I think if you're not using her basic, or if you're not using her skill attack, then she is. Why have her on the team? You're losing a lot of value. By the way, guys, I do think he's S+ here, so let's keep going.
Or I do agree with placing Daniel in certain categories. Like, I think the last time I talked about it, I said that Daniel would be an S tier just based off pure damage. But in terms of everything else about the character, the way you build him, ease of use, everything like that, his team variety, if you will, I said that he was an A tier character. If I didn't say it then, I'm saying it now. But with the introduction,
I'm gonna be honest with you, EO, an A tier, unless you're putting Seele down there as well, unless you're putting who else? Yeah, unless you're putting Seele down a tier, you'd have to move everyone down a tier for Dragon Danny to be even considered an A tier in my book. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think team scenario even matters. His raw damage just powers through everything in the game. You get some fairly good units or fairly free-to-play units that you can use that actually manage skill points or generate SP pretty efficiently for him, like running a team unit on the team could be amazing for him. I don't know what I was saying now. I think Danny's S tier.
of Sparkle,
yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be A tier in this with these characters anyways.
Bronya in particular, you had to play Daniel a certain way, which typically was going to be, you know, basic attack.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Almost any character you play with Braun, you have to play them in a specific way because that bitch just munches on some fucking SP, okay? Let's not cope out here. Sparkle, but his clears did not improve at the top. They became comfier with Sparkle, not better. He is IMO for a general list S tier with Ratio and Seele because of the ease of use with Jingle U is better with poverty support. Still IMO, either DHIL to S or Seele Ratio to S+. Either way is fine. Wait, what? There is no shot that I would be putting Seele in S+ tier. I think Seele should be A tier. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And we are bright now. We are back. We are bright. We're brighter than ever. Anyways, yeah, I think that Ruan Mei Ting Yun is just like the best in slot for any DPS. So I don't know.
The reason I can't say that Seele and Ratio would go into S+ now is because they don't bring to the table what Jingle U brings to the table. Like,
yeah,
maybe
Ratio.
Don't. Like maybe we could probably make an argument for Ratio. But that argument would have to have E1 S1 Topaz in mind. I don't see it happening with any other.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't need E1 S1 Doctor Ratio to hit insane damage with him. You can run I already made a video on it, guys. Maybe I'll remember to put a link up here in the video or something, guys. I made a video talking about an E0 with cruising the Stellar Sea Light Cone with him zero cycling with one of the previous MOCs, and even if it can't zero cycle now because he was getting the extra turns back then, it'd be like a one cycle clear even nowadays, right? So like I don't think that you need that to reach his top potential. Do I think he's as good as Jingle U? Absolutely not. Do I think he is better than Seele? For damn sure he is. I don't think let me just stop on my Seele hate boner here.
You know, Braun.
I just don't like Seele or Bronya, guys. Just take my opinions with Seele and Bronya with a grain of salt. I hate them both.
Ratio by himself, I don't think matches Jingle U, and I don't think.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I don't think Seele I don't think any of these characters here, even DHIL by himself, matches Jingle U. For taking the characters by themselves, none of these characters match Jingle U. The thing is, right, I don't think that the Pride of Wind tier list doesn't really take ease of use into consideration. I think it's just overall performance of the characters, right?
And how specialists were just like, oh, that's still just DPS. And I'm like, not for everyone. And in Kafka's case, I think the reason that she's a specialist versus just a damage dealer is because she applies the debuffs. She can run different.
I think what specialists should be is like people, like characters that have like multiple like different like use cases, right? Kafka can do DPS, she does debuffs, she can do follow-up attacks, she can do I mean what she can, yeah, that's about it, right? DPS, debuff, and also what did I say before? Follow-up attack? Yeah, follow-up attack. Yeah, so I think that's what the specialist here should be. It's of characters you can use in multiple different scenarios on multiple different team comps, where they flex into those different roles, right? Gunifin specialist, she does a lot of debuffs on enemies. She can give fire dots on the enemy and stuff like that, right? She can reproc dots, which means she has a reprocking ability as well, which means she's better for multiple different teams. She can be put on fire comp. She has blast damage, so on, yada yada yada. I think the Gunifin stonks her up. We'll be making a video on why I think Gunifin so good, and her stonks are going up with each and every update in the future, though. So subscribe if you want to see that.
Daniel is still a phenomenal character, and personally, Barney, if you're in here, I think if you were to make the if you guys were to make the tier list S+, S, and then S-, like something just
no. We don't need that. We don't need to add more tiers to the fucking tier list. Just like, why are we nitpicking over ranks of characters? Oh, this one's a little bit better than that one, right? Just put them in order on the tier list or something. Dr. Ratio, best of S tier. Seele, the worst in S tier, okay? Just do it like that. That's fine. We don't need any more tiers. It just makes it more confusing and more dick righty on... let me not rant on this, guys. I don't like tier lists having so many versions of S tier. It just bloats like the view of a tier list, right? Let me stop ranting.
I think an A+ category would be a lot better because now you can put characters like, and I'm not saying that Jing Yuan is A+ because
you better not
like Jing or something like that. I'm just saying Jing Yuan and QQ if you want A+, whereas like they have the potential to be S tier or even S+.
I'll be keeping a buck with you, yo. I think Jing Yuan now, with all of the supports he has, is better than Seele. I think QQ, with all the buffs she has now, is better than Seele. I think Seele is an A tier. This is not even like a hate blender speaking. Resurgence is so overvalued. I think it's just so stupid. It's so overvalued. It's insane. I'm gonna try to stop coping on this Seele pack.
I told y'all before she came out, people didn't want to listen to me. May came out and she completely like. There's no other character.
If you'll
in
notice,
the
guys, she's the only character I didn't make a do not summon guide for. Because she's just that good.
game.
Let's continue.
Black Swan, maybe, but
No.
that's another question that I would.
No, Black Swan did not completely change the meta. They just finally added another 5-star like dot character that focuses on dots into the game. Once we get another 5-star character that focuses on dots, I think that probably you'll see Black Swan be power crept. Though she does have her defense shred still, which is really, really huge. But other than that, I mean, I think we're going to see her get power crept
Really
the next
have to
dot
think
character
about
gets
that.
released, or a 5-star
But
one.
it's-
Also, guys, I don't agree with this fucking that bitch ass being in my bad. Excuse my language. That bitch ass Silver Wolf being in S tier as well. Bring that bitch down to the Shadow Realm. Take her to A tier.
What's keeping you from having Bronya and Sparkle on the same tier? Like, why do you think Sparkle is just
Yeah,
a
true. I'm curious to
slight
hear this as
edge
well.
over Bronya? Because if we were gonna add the tier, we wouldn't add one in between S plus and S. We would add an A plus, and that means
So-
that you would say like, okay, Sparkle is S, Bronya is A plus.
Right.
Oh, that's copium. Okay,
Okay,
let's not do that. Let's not cope out now and put her in some A plus bullshit. They're both the same. Let's not do that now.
Sparkle more. So.
Okay, why though? You can like, I think
Okay,
Sparkle's a
no,
great
that's
character.
fine.
Fuck
Sparkle's
Bronya.
I mean, me personally, I like Sparkle more than Sparkle more than Bronya, and that's just mainly because of her looks, right? I like the looks better, right? She's a more comfy character to play, I think, than Bronya is. Just more brain dead, I would say. You can kind of just let it go, and then you have skill points. Unless you're using a very high SP team, like a Danny team or something like that, then she can make the team SP negative. But
The skill
I think
point
the same thing
I
applies with
feel
Bronya, but worse.
is- Not to say I don't like Bronya by any means. I love Bronya as well. Did I just
I
call
hate
Bronya,
that
or Did
bitch.
I say Brawny? I don't know.
I
Either
hate that
way,
bitch.
I like
Send that
both
bitch on.
of them. I
Send her to the
personally
F tier.
like
Now, send Bronya down.
When Ruame is not on the team, when you're playing on the other side of MOC, Pure Fiction, whatever it is, the team doesn't feel right anymore.
Bro,
Damn
the
right it doesn't.
difference is
You
crazy.
damn right it doesn't. That's how you know that she should only be an S plus tier. When Ruan May is on that team, you feel the difference when you go dude, I agree with Ruan that you feel that shit, dude. You do feel that shit 100%.
Ruame, and it's just something that you notice if you have her. If you don't have her, you will.
Imagine not having Ruan May. Oh, get fucking rolled. Imagine not having her. Oh my god. L plus Dr. Ratio, dude. Holy crap.
How do I get so much speed on this one character and then make up for it in all the other departments with whoever I'm trying to build it?
What do you mean? Wait, what is my? Maybe I'm cope here, guys. But you know, my Sparkle looks pretty nice at 180 crit damage and 163 speed. I had all of this even build. I didn't even build Bronya up for real. I just had these pieces. And then sure, it might not be because I have a full set, because that's mostly Rainbow. I only have a 2-piece hacker space set, but I wouldn't say it's that hard to build. You're only focusing really on 2 stats. You're focusing on crit damage and speed. I don't think, like, I understand those stats are harder to get, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, you're really only having to focus on 2 things versus a DPS where you're having to focus on 4 things, right? You can kind of run whatever else on her if you want. I mean, that's what my take on it.
Right? Like Bronya, just put her on the team, boom, you're done. May just exist. Put her
Yeah.
on the team and you're done. There's nothing else that I have to worry about besides that. 134 or like
Well,
no,
I see. The thing is, right, is you do have to worry about that though, right? You still need to have like correct stat. Like you would still need just about the same stat line you would need with Bronya as well, right? They both scale off the same things. I understand that speed tuning is more of an issue with Sparkle, but you still need around the same stat lines with both characters, in my opinion. Same thing with Ruan Mate. You need break effect and speed. I mean, you need 2 stats with all these characters. Is that copium? Is that a copium take? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
And the 161 is a problem in itself because that's a lot of fucking speed. Like, yeah,
Come on, guys. it's a lot of speed if your account's not built up, sure, right? But for in-game accounts, I don't think that's a lot of speed.
I could rainbow build
Yeah.
her and get the speed.
Exactly.
That's not ideal.
Why is it not ideal?
About the ideal build.
Why
I'd
is
rather
it?
have a
Why
2
is?
piece or a full 4-piece? Or
Why is it not ideal? Like, hello? Well, why is having a rainbow build not ideal? Great, we're giving what, a 5%? What's the damage buff we're getting here? What, 10% extra damage buff from Penacony, right? Or what? Oh yeah, we're getting 10% extra crit damage. Fucking bra, fucking oh. Like the set bonuses not matter that much. These set bonuses do not matter that much. The best bonus in the game is going to be the extra energy regen from either Penacony or whatever the fuck, right? Which she doesn't even need in the first place. So that's irrelevant. The only thing that I could see anyone needing is a 2-piece speed set, because that's the most, I think that's the most valuable set in the game, a 2-piece speed. Like, you don't need sets for these characters. Like, sure, you'll lose out on a little bit of stats, but overall, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a difference. Maybe I'm just coping with that, right? Maybe I'm just coping with all these things. I just don't think you need it. If my Jingliu can go from 200% crit damage, 200 crit damage to 401 skill and then an extra turn, who cares? Exactly my point. Their whole point of being there is to advance your action forward and give you a buff, right? Sure, it's nice to have extra cream on the cake, right? It's nice to have an extra cookie in the box, but you don't need it. Like, you're getting 90% of that cake with just getting them the correct stats they need. Yangqing's good. Y'all fucking around.
I promise you I'd be using it, but I don't. And it's gonna take like every character.
See, I think what people don't realize with Yangqing is you want balanced stats. Like, you don't want to just go full crit damage. You give them 400. I actually did a test with this today. I did a damage comparison between a 480% crit damage Yangqing versus a 66% crit damage Yangqing and a 360% crit damage Yangqing using different supports and stuff like that, and he just does so much more damage at 360 crit damage using other buffers rather than just boosting up his crit. I think that's what everyone's like, oh, boost his crit up. Oh, and because I don't know, man, that's just how people build them. It's like, oh, build them all crit, and that's not the case. You need other varying types of debuffs for them to make them pop off.
Lucky
we'll be doing a counter
players
on Saturday.
160 plus speed cap. Most average
Not lucky.
casual players do not have that, and so when you tell
why
them, yeah,
why do they not? Why did I play this game? Sure, I play this game once every 3 days. I farm my relics whenever I stream, which is once every 3 to 4 days. And I have 160 speed, like, just you gotta upgrade your pieces, right? I feel like a lot of people just trash pieces away that, like, have, like, shitty substats. Like, let's take a look at Sparkle, for example, right? I have a 12 plus speed hat on her, right? Where is she at? Sparkle. There she is. Okay, let's go to Sparkle, right? She has a 12 plus speed hat with 3 attack percent, effect hit rate, and fucking single attack here. Yeah, I mean, this piece at the time when I got it was before any dot characters were even released in the game. We had Sampo. Okay, we had Sampo in the game. Like, I just upgrade this piece to hope to God to land on speed, and I think that's what people should be doing, is upgrading their pieces, or their speed pieces in particular, to get higher speed rolls, because if you get a piece with high speed rolls, you literally just put that on the character, and you help them out so much. You can forego almost any other substat on that one piece, just for the speed it provides, so you can get better substats to other pieces.
Hey, I'm gonna advance you forward. Cool. I'm trying to zero cycle though. Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. I'm gonna advance you forward. Miss Sparkle, I'm right beneath the 29. You advanced me forward to the start of the next cycle.
Yeah.
I can't get over.
My
I can't get over. What happened? Oh shit. My bad, Mr. DPS.
Yep.
Your speed and my speed fucked up the action values, so I couldn't bring you over the next cycle.
Yeah.
I hate that so
Exactly.
freaking much when you use their advanced forward and it's like, oh, I might just
Every
stay
time.
on this cycle.
Every
Right.
time, bro. Every time.
And I was saying this shit all along. I said this shit in my video, and people were like, oh, ain't no way you said that shit about Sparkle, bro. That's not how she works. Okay, buddy. Now you see. I bet you've all realized now this shit.
Rainbow pieces on her, but Jingliu works in a way that, you know, I build her once.
You can put rainbow on any character. You can put fully rainbow kits on any of these characters and they work fine. You can put a rainbow kit on Danny who works fine. You can put a rainbow kit on Jingliu who works fine. You can literally put a rainbow kit on any character and they'll work.
Okay, Ratio, he has an extended stay at S for now, okay? But Seele, I don't know.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's right. We were
Send her ass down!
Seele, personally, I already know people finna start typing. But
Hey, Ryu, send that ass down!
I see people clearing. I see
No,
people doing work with
nah,
with-
I don't want to hear it, Ryu. Send her ass down there!
I'm so happy for it because she's still by far one of my favorite characters in the game for sure.
Oh, I hate her ass.
think right
Send
now,
her ass down.
even though I am seeing what I am seeing, that she matches up to these units in S, and I'm gonna just skip really quickly. We're probably gonna talk about her later, but she and Ching Chui need to get put down.
So let me ask you, if
I
could
think, okay, I can agree. If we put, I can agree with putting both QQ and also Seele down to A tier. I can completely agree with that, as long as that bitch Seele gets put down in the A tier. Because there is no way she is competing with Dr. Ratio or even Jingyuan at this point, even with his synergies in the game.
Somehow convince Barney to convince the team to make an A+ tier. Would you say Seele is the first one? Yep. Okay.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think Seele is. I don't think she's A+. If we were gonna make an A+ tier, right, I would put Seele down in A tier and then put QQ up in A+. I think QQ is a little bit better than Seele.
Okay.
I think QQ would be A+, Seele would be A.
The problem was trying to figure out how to get the sparkle boost and put the quantum weakness on them and all this other kind of stuff. So it is what it is. But
it's copium.
I do agree with you.
Mono quantum's copium. Guys, can we please get off the mono quantum dick riding train? It's not that good. It is not that good. Mono quantum is not that good. Oh, but you can use it in every single battle. Fuck that, dude. No shot. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Mono quantum is not good. Seele is not good. Like, oh my god, bro. Send her ass on an A tier, brother.
I don't think I would put Seele in A+. I think I would only put QQ and Jingyuan in A+.
You're out of your fucking mind, hero.
Ratio and
You're out of your fucking mind. Send no. If we made an A+ tier, I would be putting QQ in A+ tier, Seele in A tier, Jingyuan can stay in S tier. He's fucking golden right now. He's been getting better with every update. Fuck Seele. Send her ass down.
But in Seele's case, she's still a cracked up character, and her problem isn't her. It's the game. The game is
what?
harder for her to get those. Yeah, like the mob kills. Like I don't know what HSR devs are on.
What? What? Come on, bro. Guys, it's not a Seele problem. It's a Honkai Star Rail problem. They keep adding these characters and they're stronger against her, guys. What the fuck? She can't keep up with the new content. That's because her ass got power crept. Oh my god.
But they were purposely bro, I did an ultimate on a mob and it lived. I'm like, that's not supposed to happen.
Yes, it is! Resurgence now is so fucking overrated.
Like, why do you have more than 40, 50, 70,000 HP as a mob?
Why not? Oh my
god. Mobs are eating fucking medicine and rare candies from Pokemon. I don't know what's going on.
Gosh.
But like, they should not have that much.
She's just not good, brother. Send her ass down there. Oh my god.
Defense stats, it's crazy.
I'm not gonna like, yo, you're coping out with this one, brother, man. You are coping out with this one, man. Seele is not it, chief.
You know the thing that explodes? I skilled it and I saw the skill. I'm boosted up, sparkle boost and everything. And it did like, I think the skill itself during the 50% boost or whatever, it did like 50k. The fish lives. I'm like, why do you have that much HP?
Why does it matter? She should be hitting higher damage. How about that? She just needs to hit higher damage, right? I am my Yan fucking King can hit more damage on a skill attack than 50k a skill. I think it's just a build issue. I'm sorry, guys. I'm zoning out now. That shit was copium, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother.
But these two characters, their kit doesn't get outright shut down.
Exactly. Her kit gets shut out if they don't kill. Let's not blame it on the game. Let's just blame it on her kit. Like, she's just been power crept.
They do the damage that they do, and they still get to do it. While Seele
exactly.
has a resurgence, she has to get the kill.
Yes.
For her to get her kit to work.
Yeah.
And for her to have the
I've been saying this shit, bro, for so long.
To use her actual kit puts her down to A+, not because of how strong.
But she goes to A tier, brother. She goes on a fucking A tier. Let's not keep sugarcoating and sucking Seele's cock here, okay? She's going down to A tier. What's a hot take, yo?
I think now is.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. That last thing you just said was a hot take, but.
Not hyper carry Seele teams, but literal dual DPS. Like, I think she is getting to the point where she wants or needs a sub DPS character to be able to weaken those mobs so that she can just guarantee trigger resurgence and then she can get the ball rolling on her own. That's what I'm feeling right now. Like, the problem is though, where Silver, for instance, Silver is definitely a character that, especially with Sparkle on the team, you could absolutely, I've been testing it out, you could run a sub DPS Silver and get the damage, and it works.
Okay, come on, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Sub DPS Silverwolf is, come on, guys. She needs high Eidolons to actually run like a sub DPS, a sub DPS Silverwolf, right? The point is with Seele, is she is supposed to be a hyper carry like esque unit. That's the whole point of her kit. Like, if we're not running Seele on hyper carry, and if you're having to give up more buffs, that means she's already doing less damage now, because now you're having to give up another slot in the team that would normally be buffing her up or debuffing the enemy for another character to try to bring their health down more so she can use her resurgence. I mean, I think it's just a battle where you're trying to win that's just not going to be
Mike, what's
won.
poppin', big dog? How you doing?
I agree with the fact though that the game is like, I swear the game is giving these little goldfish like premium fish food because they're just like, nope, I'm not dying. But regardless, aside from their premium,
I don't think they should be taking. I mean,
like,
the thing is, I don't think we should blame it on the game. I think we should just take it for what it is and just move her ass down a tier. Just take that the enemies are tankier now. The other characters in the game are doing just fine against the tankier enemies. Her kit relies on killing, and you know what? If the enemies are tankier, the enemies are tankier now, right? Fucking send her ass down. Like,
I swear, next patch.
No, I'm reading what Sarah said.
you know what this sounds like right now? You know what this sounds like? Next patch, surely. That sounds like the people in Cookie Run Kingdom. Guys, Sea Fairy is gonna get a buff, and she's gonna be the best character in the game again. Guys, Sea Fairy Candy, next patch! Believe it, boys! Holy shit.
Genuine and QQ going A+.
No shot.
No, I think QQ is A+.
Absolutely no shot. If you're moving QQ down to A+, you better send that bitch Seele down to the Shadow Realm. There is no way that Seele is better than QQ. You are out of your goddamn mind.
You want to do her skill 3 times or something like that? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. You want to do her skill 3 times before you get the pop, or 2 skills, and then you get, you know, like the, oh, I got all 4 luckies, something like that, so you get the maximum boost.
But you need, well, okay, it's not 2 or 3. It's a set number. You don't need 2 or 3s before you get the pop. You need at least 4, I think, right? It's 4 skills before you get max buff. Realistically, you would want 4 skills, and then you get the last tile, so you get maximum buff uptime, or maximum buff. Let's not say 2 or 3. Let's give an actual number on that. Still has RNG at E0. What do you mean? She's S tier because she, first of all, gives you an extra skill point, and then you have extra Arataki as well. Like, there are a lot of other factors that play into her being E0. There's a reason why the 4 stars are all E6. If that's the case, if we're gonna judge them off of E0, just throw all the fucking 4 stars down to the fucking B tier or some shit, you know? Except for Tingyun.
I want people to please preface that. Just because
yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Does not mean they're absolute dogs.
Exactly. I think of a character being S or A, I don't think that makes them dog shit moving them down. But I don't think you can move QQ down without moving Seele down. I think they go hand in hand. If you're gonna move I think, my bad, I should state this differently. I think you can move Seele down no problem without moving QQ. I think if you move QQ down, you have to move Seele down. Okay, here's the thing, right? People always, or I guess the content creators, or like a lot of them, like always prance around like, oh my god, I cannot say this bad thing about a character because if I do, then if I say this bad thing about this character, then I'm going to get flamed in the comment section, okay? Guys, it's not that bad. It's a comment on YouTube, okay? Just say what you feel instead of sugarcoating it. I think you'll come across a lot more genuine with how you feel on things. I mean, look at this video. It has a 61% like to dislike ratio, okay? I have all my videos like this, you know? Look at this shit that I get on my comment section here. Let's just go over to the comment section, okay? Oh, let's go to held for review, because, okay, let's go to hidden comments right here. Bros made a worst take ever and has Tectone's dick deep inside of him. Very cool. Argenti can suck my dick. Okay, you can't compare the two. Yeah, I mean, like, and then also we had the published comments as well, which, I mean, if you know these, you've seen these, right? Okay. Let's stop trying to sugarcoat shit. Just say how it is. Also, there's, like I said in that other video, there's 3 types of people. There's people with a brain, people with a rotting brain, and people with no brain. And the people saying that have no fucking brain. So 60% of the community are people with no brains. 30% are people, 35%, let's say 35%, I think 35% is a better analysis here. 35% of people are people that have brain rot, and then 5% of people with brain, so let's continue.
High key, genuine, probably like B or A tier. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Same thing with Seele, though. What do you want about?
Okay, well,
if we're looking,
bro, he needed that to function. You don't need that. Like, Seele, you think Seele is functioning without her signature light cone? They don't need these things to function.
looking at genuine as just himself, no one else.
Okay.
He might need like a Tingyun to function. Let's be honest. He probably does need a Tingyun to function, but
when you add,
but who doesn't need a Tingyun to function, right?
You know, now we have to add Sparkle, which again,
you don't have to add Sparkle.
As before. You're adding things to make this character as strong.
He was still good even without Sparkle. He's just even better with Sparkle now.
Another character that's already in X tier. Ratio does not.
And Oz doesn't. Yeah, exactly. You don't need Sparkle. You don't need Sparkle.
Genuine's not gonna blow up the board. He might weaken the board, and then
Whoa.
Lightning Lord is gonna blow up the board. But Lightning Lord is like, do I want to hit the fish or do I want to hit?
Why does it matter if Lightning Lord's doing 300 to 400k plus damage per every time he hits, though? You know what I mean?
The elite boss.
He just kills everything in one hit. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. If we're doing like an actual tier list here, if we took Sparkle out of the equation, even with Sparkle out of the equation, I could see Jingyuin being an A tier. I think she does amplify him a lot, especially with the extra crit damage, and it's a lot easier to maintain his 10 stacks of Lightning Lord. And you can also get a little bit more attack out of him as well. But I don't think that Seele I don't think Seele is better than him. I think Ratio can be better than him. I don't think Seele is better than Ratio, though. The thing is, right, I think if you move any of the characters down from S tier to A tier, Seele also has to get moved down. Well, see, the thing is, right, the way they're comparing characters, they're comparing some on their own versus some with a full team of people around them, right? With Seele, you need out-the-ass investment to even get her off the ground running, right? And the same thing can be said for Jingyuan. Well, actually, I would say you need less investment for Jingyuan than you need for Seele, but that you could call me copium in the comment section for that. But I don't think he needs as much investment as Seele does, right? I think these tiers and how we're rating characters should be what am I trying to say? Standardized. What are the standard things they need, right? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I agree. It should either, like Copsor said in chat, it should be best in slot for everyone, or nothing on anyone, right? Either give the best in slot teams, best in slot kits for everyone, or just only grade them on their own without any gear on them, without anything else, right? What is the base, I guess, essence of the character without adding anything? We can't pick and choose who we give the best to and what we give not to, right?
He's always the hard character to put because he's doing what he needs to do and he's doing it very well, but he has all these stipulations.
Why does it matter? Yeah. Why does it matter? As if Seele doesn't, as if QQ doesn't, as if Ratio doesn't. Most of these characters have stipulations you have to get behind.
He needs 1, 2,
It's still
3, 4,
development.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things in order to make him function at the same level of these other characters. That's why I personally feel like he wouldn't go in the S tier, but I see the argument being made here.
Yeah, it's either
See, the thing is, right? Here's the thing, right? Why does it matter, right? Why does it matter that he needs all this stuff? And like the reason that I guess the point brought up was like, oh, Ratio only needs these two, right? This person only needs these two, right? So because he has a full built out ensemble of a team that you can run with to make him pop the fuck off. What would you say about Ratio then when he gets a full ensemble of characters, right? There's only a select units that are like good with Dr. Ratio, right? What happens when you get a full team? Then are you gonna say that about Ratio, that he needs all this stuff? That's my take on that.
And if you have someone like Bronya who also needs to scale every turn to give Jingyuin the boost, and then you have your sustain.
Wait, what?
Hit hard. Oh, now I gotta heal you, so there's a skill there. You have
your
immune skill every 3 to 2 turns. I forgot which one it is. So it eventually catches up to you in the worst scenario.
You don't need to use.
Oh, I can't skill with Bronya. Oh.
Well, you don't need to use Braun on a team though. I don't think you need to run Jingyuan with Sparkle. You can just run Asta with him to be fine.
So, I've seen a lot of people really just ditch it, me including. I don't even use sustains that much anymore because like we have so many good supports.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of I think this point only applies for super in-game accounts that actually know how to play the game and aren't brain dead, right? I don't think you necessarily need a sustain. If you can use your brain can function properly and you can actually play the team without a sustain. I feel like most people need to use a sustain because their teams are just going to die within the first cycle.
I remember back in the day in 1.0 when we had to double sustain.
Fire MC.
He was bad.
Oh my gosh. I was like, how do you clear MOC?
Double sustain. I don't think I've ever used double sustain in my life. I have never been that bad to have to use double sustain. Okay, buddy? Copsor! You need double sustain when, what's it called? When golden, no, what's it? Swarm disaster. Come on, bro. These Fu Xuan mains, they built their Fu Xuans all the way up like this. You know, they're God among Mink, their S plus sustain character, and now they can't beat Golden Gears or Swarm Disaster with their Fu Xuan. They have to run double sustain.
Pro if you only used one. You were a pro if you only used one.
Right?
What do you mean a pro? Okay, guys, we're pros. We only use one sustain. Holy shit.
Japarta Bailu, you were set.
I think
Yeah, just have Japarta Bailu reroll your account. get your part on your free pull, and then go 2 pulls into your standard banner and get a Bailu, and then pull again and get your parts light cone. Easy clap.
I really want to know what's the odd of you, or like what's the odds of you not getting that final tile? Has anyone ever done that?
Okay.
Like a sheet of what the actual odd is?
No, like we see like the scenarios of like Mr. Pokey doing a 0 cycle run and doing 10 skill points to get a tile, right? But like, how often does that actually happen?
But because I guess the commonality behind it is like, oh, I've never flipped off.
I don't know.
Got nothing from it, so it has to be guaranteed.
No, it's not guaranteed, but
that's how they.
It's not guaranteed. It's all RNG, but
there's nothing. In
I think I think if someone were to do the math on the odds, you would find that the odds are like around 3, right? I would say the math is around 3 skill points, maybe even 2. It depends on how fast you have her. It really depends on her speed too, but I think probability wise, it'd probably be 2 or 3 skill points. It's
after X amount.
Like, even if it's a 33% chance every time, sure, there is a chance that you use 1,000 skill points, but there's also a chance to use 2 skill points. There's also a chance to use 1 skill point, you know? I think when taking RNG into consideration, we should take the average probability. Like, if you had a fucking 0.00% chance to get all 4 tiles and fucking 4 skill points, then we shouldn't be putting her that high on the tier list. I think probability does need to be taken into account with her, right? That's just my opinion on that. What's the probability? What's the average rate of getting those tiles?
Yeah,
and buffs.
Why is Gwenifin by herself and all the Da homies get to be an A?
That's what
exactly. I think Gwenifin's better than B tier.
I've never understood why.
I think like I said earlier in the video, I think Gwenifin is amazing. I think her stonks go up every single update. Like, with each character that gets released, barring Sparkle, I guess, or I guess DPS characters, like these new age DPS characters, they all get use out of Gwenifin. I think Acheron will probably get use out of Gwenifin as well. I just think her stonks go up every update that comes around with like a DPS. That's what it's been so far, anyways.
There. Why is Gwenifin not there?
She's better than Sample, in my opinion.
Like, she gives the utility that these other give. She gives.
I think she's more versatile than Sampo. I don't think she is better than Sampo. I think Sampo in dot scenario is better than Gwenifin is, but I think as an overall character, she's better than Sampo. You can just use her more.
You are not running her as what she should be ran as. You want to tell me she ran? You see this icon here that says Breaker? With the shield breaking.
Yeah, she does a really good break damage.
Gwenifin is not a character to be used for the burn damage.
You should be using her for. Well, the thing is, right? It's not even like using her as a break character. It's not using her as that. I think a synergist category should be good here. I don't think you should categorize her only as breaker while she does do good as a breaker. I don't think that should be the only thing we categorize Gwenifin as, just because of the fact that she synergizes so well with so many DPS. Dr. Ratio takes use of her. Black Swan takes use of her. No leakers here, but surely Acheron will also take use of her. Like, there's just so many scenarios where Gwenifin's just good at.
Let's keep that a buck, okay? Burn is ass. Gwenifin should be used for break damage, and then the burn just happens to be.
I don't think so.
I appreciate that. That's it. So if you use her the same way,
I think you could use her as a breaker, but I think the synergy tier is applicable to her.
I'm gonna say, if Welt gets to be in B, Sushang needs to be in B. Because
I don't disagree. I don't agree with that. I think Welt's better in the specialist category than Sushang is. I do agree Sushang is like really good at E6. I don't think that she is necessarily better than a Welt. Per se, right? Especially during this particular MOC, which is what they're judging it off of. There's not really much physical to like really mess around with. Maybe if there's more physical in MOC 11 and 12, then I could see an argument for her being up on par with Welt. But right now, we just have everything's just weak to Imaginary, right? I think Imaginary is just king right now. Yeah, I think Misha's better than both Don Hung and Hook.
No, that Silver Wolf needs to get bumped down to A.
No.
I agree. Yes, send that bitch down to A tier. No, I agree. Yo, Rehoo is spitting facts, man. Send Silver Wolf down to A tier, man. No, she does not deserve to be an S tier.
A+.
I have another.
No, fuck A+.
We make an A+.
No, fuck A+. Send her ass down to A tier.
Yeah. I'll put her in there if
she doesn't need to be A+. Why does she need to be A+? Move Pela up to S tier, because I think Pela is better than Seele. I mean Silver Wolf, that is. Move her down to A tier.
Okay. I think that argument can be made that Silver is on the same category or tier as them.
No, not anymore.
No.
Okay,
I don't think so.
This way, right?
Let me hear. Let's hear yours quick here though.
No. Now you have Sparkle, who is Mono Quantum.
Okay.
Now boost Seele.
Okay. Let's not cope. EO, please God, do not go into this rant about Mono Quantum. Mono Quantum is just so over fucking hyped. It doesn't. It's like it's not as efficient, I would say, than any other team you could run. But like, sure, you can bring it and beat any type of scenario because you have Silverwolf on the team. Change the element, but overall, I would rather pick a team that's not Mono Quantum over Mono Quantum any day of the week, just for versatility, right? And that's going to sound really copium, right? Just versatility. This team's the most versatile team. You can beat any comp with it. And sure, you can make that argument that it is beating any team, but I think running a Pela over her is better because you get a team-wide defense shred. Most of the time now, you have a DPS to fit the niche of any type of typing you're facing against, right? And then also you're having to battle against the effect resistance that the enemy already has against that typing. And sure, she brings down the resistance typing of the enemy, but you're still battling against it at the end of the day, right? Whereas if you put like someone else in it, like if say you put Silverwolf in a scenario where you're already facing a quantum enemy, that's just extra icing on the cake that you're getting from like adding extra, or I guess taking extra resistance away from that enemy. Basically, with Silverwolf, you're making it more of an even playing field versus giving a bigger buff or a bigger debuff to the enemy.
Quantum is what I would say to be one of the best investment teams because it never ages. Because you can always guarantee weakness implant.
I think it does age.
No matter what.
I think it does age. It ages the more DPS that come out. Because why the hell would I use a mono quantum team and just play like a sluggish playstyle? Because first of all, you're having, of course, I guess you're getting extra skill points to sparkle. Let me take that into consideration with my thought process here. Okay, let me calm down. Let me think. My problem with mono quantum is that you're always going to have to be using a skill with Silverwolf to keep implanting debuff on the enemy, right? And that's all fine and dandy, right? But like I said before, you have the, what is it called? The element resistance is just going to be brought down to like maybe like there's still going to be even somewhat resistance to your typing still. So you're overall doing less damage when you could just bring another type of DPS in the battle. I don't think we should be investing in mono quantum. I just don't think that should be an investment that players are investing into when you can just invest in having like a type of every DPS. For early game, sure. If you're a new player, then sure. It'll help you clear all the content early game. But if we're talking about middle game to late game players, I don't think that's something that should be invested into. I think we should be focused on investing in to other DPS. We already have an HP issue right now with Seele that she can't proc Resurgence because she is so reliant on getting that Resurgence, and that's just going to become even worse over time, and I think that just makes Mono Quantum objectively worse over time. I'm bad at explaining myself.
Mono Quantum cannot touch those.
Exactly.
I feel like
exactly.
All right, what are the top 5? We have Imagine Dragon. He's up there now. You have Jing Liu.
Jing Liu.
Dot, right? Cap
yeah, Dot.
Excuse me.
Dr. Numby.
Yeah, Dr. Numby.
Yeah.
You got one spot left.
Quantum.
There's no way.
What else? No one else is.
There's no way I'm picking Quantum.
Who else are we putting in that same? They have team synergy.
Yo, honestly, bro, Rehoo's spitting facts for real. Maybe I need to start watching more Rehoo videos. Hey, yo. Those like on, I do like Yo's videos a lot, but. And also with Mono Quantum teams, if you're facing Mono Quantum, like you're using Mono Quantum, then why use Silverwolf if you're facing a Quantum enemy? It kind of eliminates the purpose of even running it, because then you can just run Pela instead. I think Silverwolf versus single enemies, like the Deer Boss, he's Quantum, but I think versus a single enemy, one big bad boss, I think in that case, sure, Silverwolf's gonna be great in that scenario. Most cases, though, I think the Pela's better.
We have a lot of content now that straight up replace the character each time someone dies. Yeah. So even if you do debuff someone with Silverwolf,
exactly,
they're getting replaced and the new one's coming in. Now you have to debuff them again.
I feel like that's good for Seele though.
Why?
Because it's applying.
For Seele, not for Silverwolf.
Well, in Silver's case, remember what
it's not. I mean, but you're
build a faster Silver.
That's why you just run a Pela and just debuff everyone at the same time.
In the event that,
the fact is, if you're bringing them in their best case scenario, you shouldn't be bringing Mono Quantum into every scenario. Mono Quantum in its best scenario is versus a Quantum enemy, which Pela would be better for because she's able to defense down all the enemies. So in best case scenario, if Seele is able to kill an enemy and get Resurgence, other enemies already have defense down on them versus having to wait multiple turns to keep adding debuffs to those enemies with Silverwolf.
Like, what other team really wants
for Silver?
Or needs, yeah.
Ratio teams that don't have E1 S1 Topaz.
No, you don't need. He keeps making the point that you need E1 S1 Topaz for Dr. Ratio. You don't. Like maybe S1. I could see like having S1, right? You either need E1 or S1. You don't need E1 S1. You can make it work without it. I've made it work without it. You can definitely make the team work without that. I make the team work without E1 S1. I have E0 S1, but that's what I'm saying for Acheron as well. You either run a black. I would think you're just better off running up like a Black Swan or running a Gwynifen. Silverwolf for sure. I'm not saying Silverwolf's gonna be bad with them. By the way, I think Silverwolf will be good with Acheron. Will be good with is good with Dr. Ratio. I just think there are other options you can run that are potentially better or on par with what she's able to provide for those teams in particular, other than the weakness implant.
What we're talking about with Sparkle, right? Sparkle's giving you the overabundance of skill points.
I don't think the skill points matter here. The point is that you're having to target one, you're splitting your debuffs up.
It is. So like I don't.
You're not able to just focus on one enemy anymore.
She can do it to Silver. So that idea or the concept of being able to apply the weakness to the enemies, building up ultimate, that doesn't matter when you.
Come on, bro. I know you just did not say we're bringing up Silverwolf to the front with Sparkle, brother. Come on now. You're just wasting her skill then at that point. Like, you're wasting the buff then. Why are we even, like, even if you're not bringing Seele back up to the front with Sparkle, then you would still just use the skill on Seele to get the crit damage bonus.
Oh, Ho-Ho needs to be S+.
No.
I agree. I think Huohuo is a S+.
No,
I think Fushuan should be moved down to S. Huohuo. I already stated this in my last video. I think Huohuo is better than
The reason why
Fushuan.
I say this, looking at Fushuan and what she gives with the crit rate buff, with being able to give you a little bit more HP, with her being able to heal you, all good stuff.
Like, see, the thing, the heal's almost non-existent. Like, I'm not going to say the heal hasn't helped me before, because it has. I'm not going to say the crit rate hasn't helped me, because it has. Huohuo just provides more. She provides energy and attack buff, versus, like, if we look at the characters defensively, right, they all are pretty much the same defensively. I would say Locha, support-wise, or if we're just talking about pure sustainability, Locha is the best pure sustainer in the game. I think he's better than Locha. I think Locha is better than Fushuan. I think he's better than Lynx. I think he's better than Japard, Bailu, everyone. If we're talking about, if we're getting to the more buff side of things, I think that Fushuan is better than Locha because she does provide some extra stuff rather than just sustaining the team. If we're talking about, like, on the grand scheme of things, Huohuo is a harder character to play. She's not as brain dead as Fushuan is to play, but she does provide more than what Fushuan can provide. That's why I'd move Fushuan down to S and then Huohuo up to S+. Anyways. Also, if we keep a buck here, we're talking about MOC right now. Fushuan sucks major dicks in, like, Golden Gears and Swarm Disaster. She just gets absolutely fucking mollywopped by anyone that has AoE damage.
And how much extra ability?
Well, the others don't.
All that type of stuff included.
We're talking about just MOC here, so.
Ho-Ho, now, I think Fushuan, Ho-Ho, and the Adventure might be able to share.
No, I don't think so.
Fushuan and
I think you have to. I don't think you can have 3 in S+ for sustain. I think one needs to move down. And I think if one moves down, 2 move down. Like you said, if he thinks they are pretty similar defensively. I think he enables more team comps than Fushuan does. Therefore, I think that he'll be a little bit better than Fushuan is. But I do think Huohuo is still on top. Maybe put Huohuo Adventuring S+, even though I realistically think that he'll be put in S tier, and that's just maybe me fucking glazing Adventuring too much. But
God, I was like, okay, first of all, I don't think Asta should have been dropped. We're going back there because I didn't get to say that.
behind.
Nah, Asta.
Yes, because you guys kept going, and I'm like,
gosh.
oh damn! Every time I try to speak, like, never mind. I'm gonna wait until the end, I guess.
Why do you?
I think honestly, Moon,
Facts.
true. While they didn't give much time to speak, you just gotta jump in there. You just gotta jump in that bitch. You gotta be in the sauce. You know, you just gotta jump in and be a dick. You know. Or maybe that's just maybe I'm just maybe I'm just a dick.
You can get advanced forward.
You know what? Give me the power to server mute. The moment that Rehoo yaps too much, I'm server muting him.
Hey.
Crazy.
Chat, did I talk too much?
I'm not gonna lie, brother. It wasn't Rehoo, brother. It was you. Eo was the one yapping, brother.
Chat, did I talk too
No, that was EU. EU was on the Yap Fest. Bro was yapping more than XGS Solo and Tectone's podcast.
Yo, silence. I don't know if Arlen deserves S tier. But he definitely don't need to be in D tier.
All I want is.
Whoa! Yeah, Yangqing. No one even talked about Yangqing. What the fuck, y'all? Y'all are crazy.
Could have stayed A person.
Move move that little soy boy fucking Don Hung down to D tier, man.
Dance with her speed ult is just so freaking good.
I think so too.
Like, I
but
don't care what anyone
I will say, I think that Pela is on another tier of Asta. I honestly think that I don't know. I haven't used Hanya, so it's hard for me to say. I don't want to fields craft this. So whatever, we just leave them on the same tier for now because I really don't have much of a say in that. I don't have her, so I can't make a judgment on that. I do feel like Pela is better than Asta. I also do feel like Silverwolf is better than Asta as well. So for that matter, I do think that Silverwolf drops to A, Pela jumps up to S. Or maybe at the very top of A Pela, because I do think Pela is better than Silverwolf, and then maybe drop I think Asta stays B tier. I don't think you can really move her up. Okay, this is pretty much it, right? Okay, let's look at the comments section, boys, because this is what I've been waiting for. EO was straight yapping, bro. Yeah, EO was yapping the whole time. That's my job. Brother was yapping though, for real. Okay. I think Rehoo had probably the best takes there, if I'm being honest with you. Moon made a good point. Sparkle teams don't give a fuck about SP. They do give a fuck about SP. For a character like Huohua, she doesn't have a reason to run a 4P healer. I don't agree with the fact that you need sets for everyone. This is 1 hour of hypocrisy. Agree. I mean, honestly. Love the content, I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta disagree. This is a team game where you build teams and complement your DPS. You can't cherry pick. Exactly. I think there's a lot of cherry picking going on. I'm curious to see what comments got like deleted here, because these comments don't seem that bad. And if the comments were racist or like super like TOS or whatever, then sure, delete the comments. But I saw the post here, right? Let's go take a look at the post really quick here. Here's the post right here. I'm disappointed in my community, and this is why. After my video, some of you are disrespectful to me and Moon. I can't stand by that. We are trying to grow the community with all of you, and disagreeing with something I can respect, but you calling names and saying and shit that has nothing to do with the topic of the video really does suck. True. If they were calling out like name calling and shit like that, then that's fucked off. That's really fucking bad. That's fucking cringe. And yeah, they should be banned from the channel. But I think if there were comments that were criticizing you, even in a toxic way, if there was no name calling involved, those should be left on the channel, because it does leave a bad taste or a bad look if you do delete these comments, right? And someone says that you delete those comments, right? If you don't agree, then you don't agree, and we can just try to have a discussion in the comments. You know, people, unfortunately, knowing from my fair share of saying do not summon for characters, people don't like having discussions. They think they're right all the time about everything, and they're just not going to want to have a discussion with you, unfortunately. And you just got to deal with that. So yeah, I appreciate and understand respectful and disagreements. This goes for most of the DHI Melon. Speaking for S+ tier, I'd like to clarify that I initially agree with this statement between Rehoo and myself in the chat. The disagreements about Jing Yuan were mostly unhinged and parroting unrelated others. But my issue isn't the reason having to block remove comments for using slurs against... Yeah, fucking using slurs, bro. Come on. That's fucked up. There should be no slurs used in comment. There should be no slurs used against people. That's fucked up. I would ban you too. Get fucking rolled. I know I breed toxicity on my channel. And I do not stand for any of that shit, right? I don't stand for transphobic, racist, anything like that on my channel. If you ever use that type of language on my channel, I will delete you off the fucking face of the earth. Trust me on that. That's fucked. You shouldn't be saying that to content creators. We're people too. They're people too. Doesn't matter how big or small someone is. That shit affects you, and you just being outwardly racist or whatever the case may be, genderist. I don't know what it's called. What is it? I don't know what it's called. Fucking disrespecting, like, gender's not transphobic, but disrespecting, like, I don't know what the word is for it. I cannot think of the name for it. Whatever that's called. All right. I do not think that we should be using that in our conversations on this, right? And honestly, YouTube probably should do a better job at deleting those comments anyways. I edited this post so I feel less generalized an attack, and instead I edited this post so it felt of a generalized attack, and instead it is more specific about why I was angry about the community's response to the video. I had nothing to do with someone disagreeing with me, which I assumed I made clear, but apparently not. Thanks to those who are respectful. Yeah, I think having like some toxic comments of just like shitting on your take or existence or whatever, I think that's fine, and you try to have to deal with that as a content creator on the internet. But if you're like getting attacked for who you are or anything about you, like personal attacks on people, I don't think that's fucking cool. I don't think that's, you know, I get attacked like that. I don't really give a fuck, but I can understand how people get upset with that shit, and that's not fucking cool. At the end of the day, right, people are going to say shit on the internet, and I'm glad that he pointed this out, or like, I think what he should have done, honestly, is point out the people that made this shit, because I damn sure would. Anyways, gamers, do I think he deserved all the hate he got? He had some hot ass takes. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't agree with most of his takes in this video, nor did I agree with his 5 best team video. I don't think Mono Quantum's that good, and maybe it's just that I don't like Seele and Branya. I just don't think they're that good. I think you could have moved them down, right? Anyways, I just think they're not that good. I didn't agree with both of his takes. I agree with a lot of Rehoo's takes, though Moon didn't get to speak that much. I wish that they would have given more chance to Moon to speak, because I would like to hear whatever her takes are on the equation as well. But overall, I think it was kind of a long video. I don't think it needed to be that long. Probably more edited, more condensed. I feel like would have been more necessary. I understand they're going for like a podcast, but I feel like the podcast needs to be in a more controlled substance. Like, hey, you talk, and then maybe less tangents to go off on. I don't know. That's my take on it. Obviously, I'm not the content creator. If EO, Moon, or Rehoo sees this, love your guys. Well, I don't watch Rehoo's content, but I am going to start watching your content, Rehoo, because you have some pretty good takes in there. But yeah, I enjoy all of your content. I know I watch Moon and EO's content, and they're pretty good for the most part, other than some copium takes that I disagree with. But at the end of the day, we all have copium takes. We all have takes that people disagree with. I have a lot of those. I'm dumb as fuck. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Bye-bye.